name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing Leetcode problem 561, array partition with JavaScript. This is considered an easy problem. Honestly, this description is pretty confusing. I'll go ahead and read it anyways, but the examples make it a lot easier to see. But given an integer array nums of two n integers, group these integers into n pairs, a1, b1, a2, b2, an, bn, right, etc., such that the sum of min a1 b1 for all I is maximized. Return the maximized sum. Okay, so what does this mean? All right, so if we're given this array nums, right, you've got three different possibilities of a way to pair these up, right? Because we're looking for all the possible pairs, right? One way is you could have 1 and 4 and 2 and 3, right? And so what they're asking is, in that pair, what is the sum of the minimum numbers in each of those pairs, right? So if we have 1, 4, 2, 3, our minimum is 1 and 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3, right? The other pair we could have is 1, 3, and 2 and 4. And then the minimum here would be 1, the minimum here would be 2. We've got 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 again. Finally, we would have this pair, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So the min would be 1 plus 3, right, equals 4. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me see. Okay, you know what? Let's go over Leetcode, CodePen. Oh, I forgot to clear this out. Sorry. I'm gonna come over to CodePen. We're gonna take this. Well, take the input and output. Cool. Input. Okay, now let's create our function. Oops. Func turn nums. Let's log into the console so we can see it. Func. All right. Cool. And actually, you know what? I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to grab the other example for now because this is going to be easier to see right off the bat. Whoops. And there we go. Okay. All right, so let's think about this for a second, right? So here, let's look at the best solution. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for this example, right? Now, what do we notice about, if we put this all in an array, what do we see? Well, it's sorted, it's in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now, if we take this one, and this is the optimal pairing is this. Okay, copy that. And what we're going to do is we're going to reverse this. So we're going to make all, yeah, there we go. Just change that one. Okay. So we see that this is sorted in order, right? And that just makes sense because what we're doing is we're looking for the greatest sum of the minimum amount, right? So the minimum of each, so if you imagine each one of these are an array, right? So we speak in coding language, right? So the element to the left is always going to be the minimum, And the last array is always going to have the highest numbers, right? And that's what you want. So first thing we need to do is sort. We need to sort nums in ascending order. Now we should see 1, 2, 3, 4, and we do. Great. Okay, so now what we needed to do, now that we have this, if we look at, let's comment this out and let's uncomment this one so we can see this. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 2, 5, 6, 6, 1, 2, 2, 5, 6, 6. And what we're going to be doing is taking the minimum number, which is always the first number of each pair. So we can, since an array is 0 indexed, right? I should be looking down here. An array is 0 indexed. We can basically just add together all the even number indexes, right? So 0, 2, 4 is we want is 1 plus 2 plus 6, which is going to equal 9. So obviously there's a million ways you can do this, but one way we can do this in like one line of code pretty much is we can use the reduce method, right? And so the reduce method is always going to take a sum and whatever num we're on, right? So each one of these numbers, it's going to take an arrow function. And then here we put, the initial value of the sum, which would be 0. Okay? Now, one thing that reduce can also do, and this is optional, but you can add an index to that too. So we'll just say I is our index. Okay? Now what we can do is we can just use an if statement. It says if I modulus 2 equals 0. So what this is saying is if I divided by 2 has a remainder of 0, right? Then we know it's an even number. That's how you check for an even number. Well, then we just say sum plus equals num. And the final step you always need to do when using reduce, which I quite often forget, is you need to return something. So we want to return sum. Look at that, we got 9. So let's comment this out and let's uncomment this. We should get 4. And we do. Cool. Let's go ahead and copy all our code, move back over to Leetcode. Let's format our code. Let's run it. And let's submit it. Great. Not super fast, but, you know, beats the 50% mark. So we'll stick with that for now. All right, hopefully you found this video enjoyable and helpful. If you did, please like it. Helps my channel grow. If you'd like to see more like these, please like and subscribe to my channel. We'll see you again real soon.